The New Center's Political Brew, happy to be with you once again with John Richardson and Phil Harriman. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good to see you, Pat.
Boy, things are really cooking at the State House as the statutory deadline for adjournment approaches, as they say. So let's talk about the budget in general terms. Who wins here, who loses? For example, Phil, the progressives who were elected in big numbers, the Democratic left-wing people, they had a big wish list. How did they do?
They won as soon as Janet Mills raised her right hand to take the oath of office. The governor, on many of their issues right out of the box, the Medicaid expansion, increased in education. So I think they can claim victory on day one. Did they get some of the additional incremental things that they could embed into state government services for future funding? Not so much, but there's 2 sessions to this legislature.
John?
I would agree with Phil. I think that the Democrats did very well. I think they kept their promises, their commitments that they ran on, and with Medicaid expansion and other things. And I think that if there is any really frustration, it'll be on the fact that they can't make up all the differences in one session that happened with 8 years under Governor LePage.
Governor Mills has shown a willingness to compromise on some big issues. One example, her staff helped craft a compromise red flag gun bill designed to temporarily take firearms away from people who are deemed to be a threat to themselves or to someone else. Law enforcement, gun safety groups, sportsmen have offered support. John, it seems as though that's how this is going to fall together now. Is that?
I think this is a win for Governor Mills. I think it's a win for the administration. They basically took something that was going sideways very quickly. As we all know, gun control issues in the legislature can really take a life of their own. They were able to pull everyone together, come up with something that everyone could agree to, both Sam and the Democrats and Republicans. And I think this was a good win for the state of Maine.
It was a good win for everybody. People who are passionate about their gun rights have always agreed, Pat, that people who are mentally unstable, who shouldn't have a weapon, there's no debate amongst gun rights owners. So this is put into law, a process that anybody who has an interest in who has firearms and are they capable of handling them properly can look to this as a victory.
Unlike her predecessor, Governor Janet Mills has a long list of things she would like to get done through the bonding process. She's asking Maine to borrow $239 million. That's $189 million be on the ballot this November, the rest in 2020. About $105 million to fix roads. There's more money to boost broadband, renewable energy, childcare, land conservation. Are these good investments, or is it too much too soon, Phil?
I think when you combine the 230-something million of bond issues that she's asking for in the $800 million of new spending in the budget, that's over $1 billion in 6 months of new spending. We got to be careful that doesn't come back to bite us. If you go and look at those bond issues, there are some of them that I would say really should be a government expense, like the child care initiative versus the roads and bridges. I know that's not a popular thing to say on Sunday morning, but I think you have to look at bond issues as an investment in things that create infrastructure and tangible results when the dollars are spent.
That's the proper use of the bond process, John.
It is, and I was thinking, children, you brought that up. I mean, are you against the puppies and little dog puppies and kitties too?
Everybody watching who has a different opinion than mine are asking the same question.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, but the fact of the matter is that these are infrastructure issues, really, and we've been for a long time. People will remember that we, as a population, approved a lot of these bonds that never then got used or got used very late in the game, and it ended up costing us more money. So what they're doing, both Democrats and Republicans are in on this, and I think a good bipartisan effort to see what we can do to improve infrastructure. The fact is that they were left for a long time, a lot of unmet needs, and now they're having to address them. So it looks a little big, but not in the context over the last 10 years.
And I would just add real quickly, Pat, to get to the 2/3 vote that they need, the green initiatives and the child initiatives gets people to vote for the roads and bridges, and that's how things get done in Augusta.
That's how the sausage is made.
Right.
We got a lot more to talk about. Sounds like breakfast. Coming up in the next hour, New Center's back after this.